윌이 여깄네. 리오나.
You again.
잠깐만.
What now?
템 갖고 와.
Step quick. Let's get going. What path lies before me? Go.
아니 그게 아니라 너 네 거 입어. 그게 낫겠다. 네 단검 들어. 넌 단검이 더 좋지? 원래 고상한 장화를 신나 얘는?
Time to rest.
리오나 쉬어.
You're staring at me again. Oh, darling, I'm hurt.
없어 이 새끼.
I thought we had
없어
something
친구야.
special. I guess I'll spend my. It sounds awful.
편히 쉬고 있어.
One day I'll catch a break.
어이 의지. 의지야 일로와. 아 그럼. 라파엘에 대해 어떻게 생각하니?
He brings to mind a story.
아유 제대로 보는구만.
The devil with the silver tongue.
이런 애가 있어야지. 좀
An
진중한 놈이
old
있어야
fairy
된다고.
tale my father read to me. The kind with a
오, 씨.
hero,
컵 쏟을
a
뻔했다.
villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal
아니지
with the
컵은
devil.
없는 거지.
So the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit,
야
the
잠깐만.
devil
왜
granted him a bottomless coin
그렇게
purse.
다 얘기하라고는 안 했잖아.
The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think?
Refuse him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great.
That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember
하라는 거야
this.
말라는 거야 거래를.
He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it, and she was planning to return. One of the archdevils Zariel's own, chaos incarnate, a devil with
그럼
pure
난 악마도
fire for a
잡고
heart.
외계인도 잡고 그래야 돼?
I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my
잡을 게
reach,
참 많다.
even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing. A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy.
그래.
I'm sworn to say no
너도
more.
비밀 많지 그래.
All right. What else is on your mind? A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure
너도 혹시 닉
bloodstone,
피리처럼 고양이한테 긁힌 건
carved from the
아니지?
Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days. By all means. My father once said, "One does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call." So it was for me.
그래서 뭐 네가
I
용사야?
was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins.
저런.
His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after. I left him with his uncles. 5 years on, and he's flourishing. If only every child was so lucky. I mourn the ones I could never save, whose cries I never heard. In the boy's tears, I finally saw the suffering wrought by the villains of the wild. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded. And it's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting. That's the spirit.
오케이. 새로운 동료 어서 오고.
Sharp as ever.
레벨 맞춰 주겠지 4로? 상시 발동기 2개. 비수를 연구해 섬뜩한 영창을 사용하는 법을 알아냈고 금지된 지식의 편린을 통해 불멸의 마력을 얻었다. 섬뜩한 파동이요? 얘 매력이 되게 높구나. 피해 매력 보정치를 더한다. 너무 좋은데? 이거에서 섬뜩한 파동? 그거 개세게 만드는 게 좋지 않을까? 다음 공격자에게? 와 3레벨 4레벨까지 맞춰주겠다. 그러면 자결광선 저 두루마리로 쓰던 그건데. 하지만 인간형 포박이요. 계약의 은혜. 후견자에게 충성에 대한 보답으로 선물을 받았다. 다음 계약 중 하나를 선택해라. 사슬, 검, 장서. 검. 아니 그러면 무기를 만들어서 드는 거야? 장선은 굳이? 이런 거 쓸 바에 사슬이나 검이 낫겠는데? 사르벨 맞춰주네. 굿. 그럼 재능 찍을 수 있잖아. 소마법. 독이요. 약화. 얘는 뭐 박아야 되냐? 의식이 뭔데? 아 이런 거. 위저드 거에서 짜다리 배워올 게 없어. 마법사 슬레이어 달아버릴까? 마법사 슬레이어 괜찮을 것 같아.
Looking ahead,
Assume nothing.
아 주인공 거 따라오네. 오케이.
despite everything. Played at the ready.
워락. 레이피어 들고 있네?
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it. Sharp as ever.
소감도 못 들어?
Is that
선하네.
blood? No, never mind. The pride of the gate.
Let's get on with it.
Defender of the people.
너도 소감 못 드냐?
Let's get going. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
왜 책장 같은 게 없을? 아 저기다 박아놓으면은 먹히나? 다음에 다른 구역 갔을 때 저장을 한번 해두죠. 혹시 모르니까. 그냥 옆으로 치워봐.
Defender of the people.
Objective noted.
눌러봐. 있었구나.
Can't give up now.
If not over, then through.
또 무게가 좀 많단 말이죠. 아, 저게 많타라야? 아, 민타라? 어? 야, 너 민타라 입어볼래? 별로 느낌이 안 사는데? 야, 너 입어봐. 느낌이 여전히 안 사는데? 이건 다음에 다른 적절한 역해가 나올 때까지. 여름의 로브, 거미줄 갑옷, 경갑. 우리 경갑 입는 애 있니? 평갑, 평갑, 경갑. 안개걸음, 동물교감. 그러니까 얘는 힐이 없겠다? 아니 유형 재정렬. 물번개. 셀룬의 꿈 별로고. 아, 맞다. 단군 같은 거라도 하나 있어야지. (2에서) 7밖에 안 돼? 저런 장갑은 솔직히 있을 필요가 없는 수준인데 쟤한텐? 차라리 평갑 못 입어. 아, 이것도 평갑이라 안 되네. 딱인데 쟤한테. 안개걸음을 쓸 때가 있을까? 몰라, 일단 줘봐. 아이, 이거 아닌데. 아, 너 혹시 이 지팡이 쓰니? 아니다, 지가 무슨 거미래잖아. 변방의 거미인지 뭐식인지. 됐다. 된 거 같아. 자, 하룻밤 자고 갑시다. 뭐야? 와, 손님이 엄청 찾아왔어. 말 못 걸어.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives.
그렇구나.
And now that
우리
I'm
리온이
here,
기분 좋아? 그래. 적당히 마셔. 근데
I hate it. This is awful. True. That was fun. Still, I would have liked more for my trouble than a pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
쫓아낼까? 내놔 이 새끼야.
It's a heavy, rich red, dry and sharp.
맛도
See
모르는
what I
놈아.
mean? Awful. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much?
뭔
to ask?
소리예요? 진짜. 아니야. 이젠 아니야. 이제 안 친해질 거야. 아, 그때 피 괜히 줘가지고 빌어먹을. 아이, 기분 나빠. 차라리 모기한테 피 줄 걸. 3번 뭐냐 저거?
Not at all. I was hoping for companionship.
아니,
And, well, maybe a little death. Figuratively speaking.
아 그래도
Not with you.
미우나 고우나 우리 파티 아닙니까? 나랑은 아니야? 아 다행이다.
Can you imagine?
아니 씨, 나도 싫어 이 새끼야.
No. Anyway, don't let me keep you. I'm
친구야,
sure
나도
there's
이빨
someone
있어.
else to sniff around.
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow. We'll have time to spare for that.
아니 아니 그런 의도 아니니까 그렇게 스윗한 목소리 내지 마세요 제발. 나 무서워 너희가 이제. 아니 너희는 우정이란 게 없는 거야 혹시? 아니 1번 또 뭔데?
I'm sure there are. You strike me as extremely resourceful. But there are many grateful people here who want to spend time with you. I must not keep you all to myself, as enjoyable as that may be. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before.
아니 평범하게 그냥 남자들끼리 우정 뭐 이런 거 안 돼? 이 세상은 그런 게 없는 세상인 거야? 내가 감히 이런 느낌인 거야? 누가 보면 내가 먼저 꼬신 줄 알겠어. 내 책들 다 그대로 잘 있지? 아 위더스랑은 굳이 대화할 필요 없지. 이 티플링들이랑은 아예 대화가 안 되는 게 맞는 것 같고.
Everyone seems to be in high
그러게.
spirits.
야 리온이 좀 말려봐 누가. 네가 좀 말려라.
You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? What? No, don't be ridiculous. I mean, desperate people.
아니
Like
니네
those
여신님
refugees.
얘기해 준 건데 뭘?
Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me?
그래.
We should wait a little while. Until the others have drifted off.
응? 아니 이 새끼들은 아니 동료애라는 게 없나봐. 아니 뭐 좀 친근하게 대하면 다 러브라인으로 가야 돼. 아니 파티장으로서 이 새끼들이 툭하면 싸우니까 좀 사이에서 중계도 좀 하고 파티를 좀 이끌어 갈라 그러는데 얘 좀만 친근하게 대하면 아니 씨. (2번) 눌러봐.
Not tonight.
아 그래 또 야 이제라 너도 그러냐 혹시? 야 양키 일로 와봐.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades.
그치,
Yet
너는 그런
they
애지.
could not match your
그래.
nerve today. A pity for us you have promised your night to the half-elf. I've no doubt she will satisfy your tastes for endless conversation.
넌 또 왜 지랄이야? 아씨, 아 생명체 환멸 난다. 아 그냥 나 혼자 떠날까? 야 이건 또 뭐냐? 야 2번 고르면 오늘 밤 둘이 칼부림 한번 나겠다. 그리고 내가 언제 선약을 잡은 거야?
Vlaakith demands of me no less.
미쳐버리겠네 진짜.
If
제발
only
좀
you would
닥쳐!
come morning, you will wonder how my
아가리
lips might.
닥쳐 제발.
Oh, but do enjoy yourself.
아니야 나 너희랑 그럴 생각 없어 좀. 야 윌 어딨어? 야 나 그 치유가 필요해. 윌 나가 죽었니?
What are you going to do in the city?
윌 어디 갔어?
Always work for a guard. You?
왜 할신만 있어?
Sing at the Elfsong Tavern. If the owner has any sense, they'll hire you.
워록! 우리 대화해. 저기 있다. 쟤는 왜 또 혼자 저러고 자빠져 있어? 워록. 야 저기 이상한 새끼들밖에 없어.
Ah, hells. I was hoping you wouldn't notice I was gone.
미니맵에 뜨던데?
No. I'm deeply proud of you. A
뭔
touch
소리야.
less so of myself. In truth, I don't feel in a festive mood. And I didn't want to cast a grey cloud over the
담배 한 대
night.
필래? 내가 할신
These
담배 때
people
훔쳐왔는데?
are still in danger. Karlak, the creature from hell, will still threaten them. As will 1,000 other perils.
꼭 이런 애들 하나
They
있어.
aren't ready to get on the road on their own.
분위기 깨는 애들 하나 있어.
If only faith was enough to ward off
그럼
every
네가
bully
막아.
of the wild.
너 악마 사냥 전문이잖아.
But off with you. This is your day. Have a dance. Enjoy the music.
지랄 났네. 3번.
12 impossible deeds every day before the sun reaches its apex. That's the way of the blade. Sometime alone beneath the stars, and I'll be back to my old. Still.
그 이런 말이 어떻게 들릴지 모르겠지만 얕게 맞는 것 같습니다. 아니 연애가 이렇게 쉽게 풀려요? 아니 그 얘들아 노래 들어라. 내 개쩌는 노래나 들어라. 네, 광대 나왔습니다. 우후. 아유 볼로 휘파람 불어줘. 좋아. 아니 바꾸자마자 귀신같이 사라진다고? 세상에.
Maybe we should forget the city. Live out here under the stars.
It's a bed and a roof for me. But off you go, Master.
아 나 이거 권력 좋더라.
Without you.
I love you.
I love you.
혹시 캐릭터 바꾸면
Time to dally.
연주 안
Time
깨지지?
to waste.
야 너도 합류해. 원래 같이 해야 재밌어 이거. 형편없는 공유. 야 너도 와. 북이 없는 게 천추의 한이네.
Ever onward.
아 쟤 간다.
None of that poetic
저런
stuff. Something
욕 먹어서 간다.
but we
이 새끼도 형편 없어.
right up without Thunderwave.
형편 없었어.
Interesting times.
That's not what happened. Live a little.
가자.
Light on my feet.
자 다들 재밌었죠? 예. 넌 여기서 뭐하니 꼬맹아? 이놈의 티플링들은 나랑 대화를 하기 싫은가봐. 야 너는 그래도 나랑 대화해야 되는 거 아니야? 일부러 너한테 마지막에 왔는데?
You have no
되네?
idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
지금 디스하는 겁니까? 네 앞에서 들려줄게. 그럼 얘네랑도 이렇게 하면 대화가 되는 건가?
Hope you're
아
enjoying the night,
되네.
hero. This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
노래에서 내 이름 들리기만 해봐 가만 안 둬.
But of course, you achieved something far beyond
야
me.
얘가 레이젤보다 3만 배 이쁜
That
것 같다.
deserves to be remembered.
바꾸면 안 되냐 니네 둘이?
Go on. The others will kill me if I keep you all to myself.
그 다들 뭔 개... 아 여기 공개 미팅 장소구나.
Guzzling poison like you've the
뭐야?
right to be happy.
분위기 깨지 마.
Perhaps it'll make the evening more.
응 가서 마셔.
That's my girl.
Think of it. No more caves, no more tents, no more running away. We'll be in a city with roads and markets and homes.
뭐라는 거야? 이거 그 커플 아닌가? 그러고 보니까 뽀뽀하니 어쩌니 했던.
I need to dance.
추세요.
No. No, I need to lie down.
누우세요.
Sherry! That's infernal for cheers.
알고 싶지 않았어.
Or possibly turnip.
얘랑만 대화하고 끝내자.
Ah, there you are. Come now, settle in. I do hope you have partaken of something bracing. This may well take us all night. But I am engaged in celebration of the purest form. Commemoration. If we are to write your legend in the stars, then we must first give you a name. That ballad was but a crude preview, a frame without its crowning jewel.
귀여운
Your
아저씨야.
nom de guerre. Something iconic, but not too much of a mouthful. We don't want to exclude the common folk after all. I intend this tale to enrapture all.
숲지킴이.
Grove keeper. Are you a gardener? We aim to cultivate
이렇게 수염
mystery,
뜯어버릴까?
not shrubbery. No, your actions in the grove were most heroic. But I'm afraid this is a matter of style, not sentiment. Back to the revelry with you. I'll give the matter some thought in small council.
Enjoy yourself tonight.
그래요. 내일 아침에 해요. 대화 다 했지? 이제 보니까 이거 마인드 플레이어네? 이야 잘 만들어놨다. 그럼 이제 얘랑 대화 다시 하면 되는 거야? 얘랑 저거 올리려면?
Don't forget our little.
아니야 그냥 자면 돼. 그래, 자자.
If the owner has any sense, they'll hire you on the spot.
고기들이 좀 무거운 것 같던데. 어이구 많이 차네. 사 딱댐으로 맞추고 싶은데. 굿.
Buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk.
그래서 뭐 데이트하는
Though
겁니까?
you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone. There is one who yearns for you in the dark. Who will you seek?
잠깐만. 그러면은 내가 아스타리온도 저기 하고 윌도 저기 하고 레이젤까지 저기 했으면 선택지가 4개 나오는 거야? 누굴 찾아가시겠습니까가 있네? 와, 골 때린다.
Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
페르소나네 아주.
You made it. Come here. Sit with me. Lots of people make promises. Few keep them.
야, 니네 여신님 얘기 좀 해봐.
Well, to begin, I think a toast is in order. Any suggestions?
우리 둘을 위해.
Bold. What does us entail?
아, 할 거면
I
제대로
suppose I'll
해야지.
find out. To us. Now tell me something about yourself And no tadpoles, dragons, marauding goblins, or anything like that. Something about
그거 빼면 할 얘기가 없는데. 그래 2번.
I can sympathize.
아 맞다, 얘도
Truly.
하프 엘프구나. 아 공감대가 좀 있겠네.
Don't stop now. Not just as things are getting interesting.
야 씨, 턱걸이야.
Don't laugh, but I'm not quite sure I have anything to share. When you worship Shard, secrecy is everything. We'll sacrifice our
그
own
정도야?
memories when ordered to. A lot of the little
그렇게까지 해서
things
섬겨야 되는 거야?
they're lost to me right now.
참 대단하다.
On the contrary, it helps me create all new memories.
와, 첫 데이트. 돌바닥에서 잔다고?
Nearly light. The others will be awake soon.
와, 젊다.
What?
여기서 감염증후 얘기를 한다고? 개쩌는데?
I know. But you're sweet to notice. Thank you for
완전
last night.
개구로 갈 수도 있네. 재밌네.
Well deserved, though.
She
분위기
trails
깨기.
off. You read an invitation in her eyes.
뭐? 아니 근데 잡아먹는 것 같다. 캐릭터가 오크다 보니까 연애 같지가 않아. 오히려 좋아. 다행이네요. 처음부터 바로 미드
That
스타일로
didn't
야스로
hurt, did
난가네.
it?
어? 뭐가 아파?
I'd like to think that would have happened anyway. Let's head back, if we must.
내일 아침에 레이젤 대사가 궁금해지는데? 잠깐만, 혹시 다들 숙취 뭐 이런 거 뜨는 거 아니지?
Enjoyed your evening? After all your efforts, it was well
주사위
deserved.
-1 막.
It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you
그래서요.
however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers,
근데요.
but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely
그게요.
perilous. Though it seems you're well accustomed to
순탄했던
navigating
길이
danger.
없어요, 선생님.
To Moonrise Towers, then. May the sun and stars guide us.
Wait. There's more you need to know. To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This
언제는 뭐
curse
축복받은
shrouds
땅을 지나갔나
everything in
내가.
shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You're half right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined
어차피
temple
글로
of
가게
Selûne.
되는구나.
It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even
어느 쪽으로 가든
bypass the
재밌겠네.
worst of the Shadow
또
Curse.
겁나 싸워야겠구만.
Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
그래 오세요.
Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to
뭐
it.
약간 무능하잖아 아직.
Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection. Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceremorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close. May Sylvanas guide us.
Let's not forget the devil Karlach. The coast is in danger for as long as she's loosed on it. We need to find her and kill her.
쉽지 않겠구만. 야 레이첼.
The Githyanki people have a word for men like, roughly translated, idealist do-gooder.
자애로운 짐덩이.
His confidence is an asset.
어?
So I did, and he served his use. Most
둘이 그런 사이 됐어? 아이 축하한다.
I may even avail myself of his talents again, should he keep his fangs off my. It is over where I am concerned. It is through conflict that we. Yet I do not recommend. The next resolution may not end in her favor. It is a I had assumed our parasite served a Geich elder, but I believe a question that burned. Elders and collectives abide by their own tenet, and now this voice, this.
이 정신체 머시기 나오면은 좀 머리 아파. 드루이드 할신 구출하기 끝. 다시 숨기고 샤에게 선택받은 자. 야 우리 토킹 어바우트 좀 하자.
All's well, I hope.
그날 밤
I
얘기.
was going to say the very same thing. As soon as I worked up my courage a little. I can't recall the last time I shared so much with someone. Maybe I
뭐
never
너의
did
의미야?
before. And that was before the kiss. I hope so too. Though I'm not sure what kind of courtship will be afforded.
그렇지만 이런
given all
상황에서
that we're
네가
facing.
먼저
But if you want to see where this goes, I do as well.
공작송이를 줄 수 있네? 어라?
Wouldn't you be in my place? If there's even the slightest chance that, even if they're all long gone, and that seems quite likely from my people are nothing if not. As there is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to live. To become a Dark Justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword.
세상에 또 머리 아프다.
It's all I ever wanted. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove. Not my mother.
그래 그 얘기 저번에 했잖아.
Sometimes I wonder if she would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I Dark Justiciars. But there's a simpler answer to your question. I simply forgot about. I don't know.
잠깐만요. 세이브. 얘한테 공작송이 주면 어떻게 되는지 보자.
The Blade of Frontiers. Let's hope Will lives up to his name. I can't. My memories are being withheld for a reason. Lady Shah will return them to me when the time is right, no sooner. Besides, mushrooms aren't my favorite.
아가미?
I
버섯에?
think it's because of the gills.
그런가? 그 주름 같은 것 때문인가? 설득이랑 협박이 있네. 완전 쌍남자잖아. 오케이, 성공. 먹일 수 있어 이러면.
All right. Give it here. I think so. I remember something.
야, 근데 진짜
Not
효과 확실하다
everything.
공작성이.
It's new and not new at the same time. All jumbled up. I was younger. Much younger. An initiate at the cloister. I was
그림자 심장이 왜?
upset about something. The others were teasing me, mocking my name, like I wasn't worthy of it. There was another. A tiefling boy with short horns and purple hair. I think he was my friend. He tried to make me feel better. Ronald. That's the last part of it I remember. That must be his name. Perhaps he's still there in Baldur's Gate.
야, 고작 그거야?
So that's
공작성이를
what people
줬는데?
mean when they talk about butterflies in their stomach. Did you want something?
아쉬운데?
Fine. What's on your mind? I suppose some would commend our actions. No excuse to rest on our laurels, though. We've
이거 똑같은 거 아니야?
Quite splendidly.
전에
To
있었고.
give credit where it's due.
You and I have. You already know my biggest secrets. What more can you ask? She took me in when no one else would. She's my mother.
Don't believe the lies the Selûnites tell.
What? Besides my life's calling and the greatest Well, I like night orchids and can't swim. Is that the sort of thing you
고개를
know?
근데 그렇게 계속 까딱까딱 거려야 되는 거니?
It's a deal. No. Quite literally, I mean. If I manage to return to Baldur's Gate and fulfill Shah's mission, of course. It is an act of faith, not to be undertaken.
Very serious of you. But go ahead. Always good when I'm with you.
If you're
아니 아니! 그거 아니야. 다른 거 눌러보고 싶었는데 아까
You
위에.
know, I've been catching myself smiling more lately. Very serious of you.
이거.
But even if I could remember, I'm not sure I'd tell you. I don't want your ego to get overinflated.
아, 얘 귀엽네. 아, 알았어. 역시 이런 게임은 대화하는 게 참 재밌어. 윌 어디 갔냐? 얘 또 이상한 데 박혀있지. 에라이 씨. 아니 너랑 대화할 때마다 이렇게 멀리 와야 돼? 좀 근처에 좀 있어봐 임마.
Well met.
대화가 없네 이미 다 해서. 아스타리온이랑은 굳이 대화하고 싶지가 않고.
Oakfather's blessings to you. Wonderfully. If I'm honest, the Grove was... I'll miss my books. That I can find all the wisdom they contain out here, firsthand. I'm sure something will come to me, given time. Perhaps. But we'll need to put it from your mind for now.
알겠습니다.
Once we near the curse, well, there's hardly anyone left to share the response.
아 그때 막을 수 있었는데 못 막았으니까. 아니 네가 못 막아냈으니까.
I must do. I studied the shadow curse for years, but to truly understand it, hopefully, I've chosen a successor as first
프란체스카?
Francesca of the High Forest. Precisely. Who indeed? You do not.
세상에.
Neither do any of the others.
아무도 모르는 데는 이유가 있지 않을까?
Beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is this is why I
파격적인
chose
인사인데?
Francesca. She will restore simplicity and pure, contrary to how some think of us. We druids can play politics when miss it. Oh dear no. It's a terrible
쓰라리
burden.
같다잉.
Be wary of anyone who actually wants. I'm just glad to be out here amidst the Oakfather's creations. Impressive. Most would quake at the mere thought of delving that far into the Underdark. It may prove impossible to avoid the shadow curse entirely.
노출을 줄일 방법.
But if you find any way to limit your
투명
exposure,
포션이라도 사갈까?
seize it. I studied one up close. A drow attacked me and I defended
아 이건
myself.
봤지.
Hideous but fascinating.
책에 있었어.
Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say.
1번은 또 무슨 연애 루틴인 것 같으니까 뺄게요. 자 떠나자.